deserted beaches of Barbados, the Christchurch Parish Church is more than just a historical landmark. It is a silent witness to something terrifying. When the salty sea breeze whispers through its ancient stone walls, it sometimes carries a sound, a faint, sorrowful cry. But who is crying? Is it little Marianne Chase, the innocent child who was lost to the cold embrace of death at just 2 years old? Or is it Dorcas Chase, the tormented soul who suffered in life, and perhaps in death? Do spirits truly return? And if they do, then why has the Chase Vault, the underground tomb where they were laid to rest, been at the heart of an unexplainable, terrifying phenomenon time and time again? Tonight, we open the door to a lost past, a past where fear, mystery, and grief are forever intertwined. It all began in 1792, when a wealthy and powerful man named James Elliot built a grand underground tomb for himself and his family. The Chase Vault. This was no ordinary grave. Its massive stone doors, thick concrete walls, and heavy lead coffins were designed to endure the ravages of time. Perhaps Elliot believed that in this tomb, his family would sleep undisturbed for eternity. But just a few years later, the Elliot family left the tomb behind, was soon purchased by Thomas Chase, a man whose name would soon be spoken with fear and suspicion. The first tragedy struck in 1808, when Marianne Chase, a 2-year-old child, passed away. Her tiny body was sealed inside a cold, heavy lead coffin, placed deep within the Chase Vault. But did she truly rest? Or did something far more unsettling begin that day? 4 years later, in 1812, another tragic loss shook the Chase family. Marianne's older sister, Dorcas Chase, died. But her death was different. People whispered that Dorcas was mistreated, starved, and neglected by her own father, Thomas Chase. Alone, broken, and hopeless, she simply gave up on life. Her lifeless body was carried into the tomb, where she was laid beside her sister. And yet, something didn't feel right. Did Thomas Chase believe that Dorcas's suffering had ended? Did he believe that his daughter's cries had finally stopped? If he did, he was wrong. Just 1 month after Dorcas's death, Thomas Chase himself died. Some say it was suicide. Others believe it was something more sinister. What is known is that his cruelty in life followed him into death. His massive lead coffin was so heavy that several men struggled to lower it into the tomb. And when the tomb doors were finally sealed once more, no one could have predicted what would happen next. 3 years later, in 1816, the Chase Vault was reopened for another burial. The workers unsealed the heavy stone doors, but the moment they stepped inside, they froze. Something was horribly wrong. The coffins inside the tomb were no longer where they had been left. Marianne's tiny coffin was tossed into a corner, as if it had been thrown by an unseen force. Dorcas's coffin had been moved. Even the massive lead coffin of Thomas Chase, so heavy that it once took multiple men to move, was now standing on its head, flipped upside down. Panic spread. Had grave robbers entered the tomb? No, because the seal on the stone doors was completely unbroken. No one had entered from the outside. Then, who had moved them from the inside? By 1819, the legend of the Chase Vault had spread across the island. The strange disturbances terrified the locals. Even Lord Combermere, the governor of Barbados, took interest. Determined to find an explanation, he ordered the vault to be carefully investigated. This time, the coffins were put back in place. A new seal was placed on the door, this time with fine sand on the floor, so that if anyone entered, their footprints would be visible, and the governor himself returned days later to inspect it. When the door was unsealed once more, what they found inside would haunt them forever. The coffins had been thrown into chaos again. Thomas Chase's massive lead coffin was now blocking the entrance, as if something or someone had tried to force it out. The sand on the floor was undisturbed. No footprints, no signs of human entry. The governor was so shaken by the event that he ordered the Chase vault to be permanently sealed. The coffins were removed and buried elsewhere, and the tomb was abandoned. To this day, it remains empty. But is it truly empty? Even now, some say that on stormy nights, the wind carries the distant cry of a child. Some say they hear the tormented sobs of a young woman. Or perhaps it's just the wind. Even today, scientists and historians struggle to explain the Chase Vault mystery. Some believe that earthquakes could have shifted the coffins, but no tremors were recorded. Others blame floodwaters, but no water damage was found inside the tomb. And some believe that the Chase family was cursed and that their tormented spirits refused to rest. So what do you believe? Was this a trick of nature, or was it something beyond human understanding? Let us know in the comments. And if you love unraveling history's darkest mysteries, subscribe to History's Hidden Vault, where the past is never truly buried.